Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Sudoku with Tsvetii. I am your host, as always, Tsvetii. Hope that you are doing well wherever you may be, whether you are listening to my voice or just watching the video. I do appreciate you spending your time with me today. We have a fun Sudoku puzzle already lining up because we have not had any of the easy things showing up yet. We have not had any of the anything show up just yet, which is unfortunate, but we will survive and we will feel okay. We will do great. We will be great. Losing my mind a little. Okay, well, we were able to solve basically a couple of our, or most of our fours rather. And now we feel pretty good about the puzzle at hand. 5 is one of these, so not really much help in that regard. We won't even worry about that since it's in all of them are in different rows and different colors and everything. So we are going to ignore that. We do know that 6 is down here, so 6 here. 6 is in the middle over there. Anything else? 6 is there. 6 is there. Not bad. We're going to move on to our 7s. And I do believe that the goal for today's video, as we've had this kind of theme of self-improvement through the last couple episodes, I think the goal as we finish up with our 7s is the first one was to take the time to breathe, as we are trying to collect our thoughts, and now yesterday's was to be your biggest advocate. And we actually do know that'll be just 8 right there, which is nice. 8 is going to be over there. And I'm trying to think on the fly, of course, because, why would I try to plan anything? I'm trying to find a way to express this because it is a different type of saying I think I'm trying to bring upon. Probably not the most intelligible 30 seconds, but certainly an effort was made. I think that today's goal is going to be self-care, and not necessarily in a I'm not even talking about the mental aspect of self-care today. I'm talking about grooming in a way that is which is a way and a gateway of how the world sees you and how the world perceives you and how the world how the world perceives you. And it is important to distinguish that it is not important to how people see you, especially in just an individualistic standpoint. But it is important if you are in the workforce or you are trying to get someone's attention, someone's romantic attention. It is important to stay on top of things. So my goal for you today is to look up an item, whether it's something that you already know about and something that you already use, like in a facial treatment or just a general like skincare awareness thing, and just look at it and just read it, like read the bottle and see what it does, like if it's an exfoliant or not, or a moisturizer, and just take the second to acknowledge that you are trying to take care of yourself and that you are trying to present yourself better. Hopefully not for just the sake of other people, but just for yourself. Just today, focus on taking care of yourself. I think that is a good little thing. As Agatha jumps in my lap, there's my baby girl. My baby girl, she let me record a whole video by myself, so I'm very proud. All right. So we are missing a 1, 2, and 8 over here. We know 1 has to be up here. We don't know, or can't verify, rather. Oh, we know 2 could be there. I have to do it the long way because currently my other arm. So I have to do this one-handed. All right. So we are going to see that's going to be a 1, 3, or 9. We know 3 and 5 both have to be here. And we know that is a 1 and 5. Which doesn't really help us much, just off rip, but it can help us start deducing a few things. Which means, we know 1 has to be up here. We kind of already knew that from these 2 over here, but we know 1 has to be here. So 1 cannot be there. What is that? 1, 2, 3, and 8. That would be a 3 and 8 potential. And moves on to her next victim. So 8 has to be here. Yeah, it cannot be a 1, so it'd be a 3 or a 9. Because 1 has to be up here. Okay. We know 1 has to be on the corners up there in this middle section. But not really too much to look into right now. Let's see. Anything else? We know 2 is up here. Nothing else so far, unfortunately. Kind of a bare bones approach to this episode of Sudoku with Tsvetii. Not really much given to us, but that is okay. We can try to figure it out with logic. Because why would you just try to figure out a Sudoku puzzle with emotion? I'm kind of feeling the 6. If I'm being 100% honest. That is no way to solve a Sudoku puzzle. I mean, 6 could technically be up there too. I cannot actually, because blocking it, silly. Right. Okay, Agatha. Do you need help, sweetie? We have all of our 7s already, so I'm not really worried about that. What about 8? Anything with our 8s? Not particularly. We just know that be a 2. 2, and that could be technically. We are just missing 2, 8, 9 in this column. But we know 1 is over here. 8s, anything with our 8s. 8s are looking about the same as Agatha has left the premises and gone on to bigger and better things. We see so far, we go ahead and start marking things down because we're starting to get to that point where it is now markdown time, just to start getting getting the mental blurbs out of there and just saying, hey, this can be here, yada, yada, yada. Okay. There's really not much going for the 1s, unfortunately. We know 1 could technically be up here. Can't be there, and then there. So 1 has to be here or here. 2 has to be here, here. Unfortunately. 2 cannot be here. The 2 has to be up here, there. No. 2 could technically be here as well. Phooey. What about 3s? Sometimes I wonder when I'm playing Sudoku that the way that I solve it results in me taking longer because I am mentally blocking out things quicker. And so I'm not, I'm focusing a single piece of the puzzle rather than attempting to solve the entirety of the puzzle, which is a little strange when you think about it, but it is, he's confused, but he got to the spirit. That is all I will really say about that. Just a good little shower thought that having the cone vision when attempting to solve a puzzle can be detrimental. It can be positive, but it can also be detrimental. because you're not looking between the lines. You're looking at the line, but not between the lines. Okay. We just know that 9 is up here, guaranteed to be up here. This can be a 3. 6. That has to be a 3 or 6. 6 cannot be Agatha. No, ma'am. Do not start scratching me, please. Thank you. We know 8 has to be there or there. 3 can be here. Not, well, can be here. Can't be here. There. Agatha walked up, jumped up my chair, clawed me a little bit, and meowed for a treat. Looking over to eat her food. He was very impatient today. Normally she gives a couple meows first. All right. I need to reset, refocus. Okay. 8s are clean. We are looking clean. We have everything looking good so far. We just need to start looking in between. Like we know 5. Actually, 5 could technically be here too. Dang it. Yeah, 5 is up here, but we can't necessarily prove. I mean, we know this is a 3-2-6 or a 3-6. I mean, if we assumed the 1 and 3 were here for a second, if this were 6 and that were 2, that would be 8. Which would make that an 8, that a 2. And then this would be a... No. I mean, that would have to be a 5, and this can only be 5 or 9. Wait. This can technically be 3 still. So I'm... Forgot about that. That could be a 3 still. Excuse me. Let's start looking individually. So 1 could be here, or here or here. So 1 is 1 or the other there. And this road's here, which doesn't really help us. It could be here, here, technically. No, it can't, because we know 1 is up here. So we know it's here. This one we know is 1 has to be over here. We know 1 cannot be here, but 1 could be there or there. Okay. 2s. Or we could do this way with 1s. So we know 1 has to be here, down here, here, down here. We know 1 could be technically here, or here. And then here, or here. Yeah, technically can be there too. And then 1 could be here, or here. What about 2s? 2s we know could be here, as well as here. 2 could be here or here, which isn't that bad, all things considered. Which makes me think that this is going to be the 8. It'll be a 2, 5, and this would be 3 or 9 right there. That's what I'm kind of brainstorming about right now. You know, 2 could be there, there. Then we have all the rest of our 2s. We know 2 could be there. Oh, sorry, 2's down here. Never mind. We know 2 has to be up here, which we kind of already knew all that already. But we know 2 has to be over here. We know 2 has to be here or here. Agatha, no ma'am. We know 2 has to be here or here. Actually, and 2 cannot be there. That is just 1 or 8. Huh? What? What am I doing? We know 2 has to be here or here. Okay, I was falling apart. Oh, I forgot about this too. And so I was about to go on a entire diatribe and be entirely wrong. Which would have been no bueno. How about 3s? We know 3 has to be here, here. Yeah, over here somewhere. Then we move down to this one here, 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 here. There's just one option so far. And then here or here. So 3 total. Here, 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 here. And what about 3s vertically? 3 could be there, there, there. Can't be here at all because those are blocked. 3's there, 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 there. No, can't be up there, so there or there. Then here, here, here. Dang it. Not much going from that. You know, 4 has to be one of these 2, one of these 2. How about 5s? Anything new with the 5s? No. Nothing new with the 5s. Six. 6 has to be there, 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 there. And it is kind of like a 50-50 on those 6s. 7s, we already have all of them. 8s are looking kind of similar, where we don't really have that much information to go off of. And 10. Hmm. 9, 9, 9. Here. These 2. 3. Not much going. Not much going. I did not mean to hit hint. Oops. I had to hit check. I assumed we were already right still. But now I know that's a 1. Or I might just hold that in my back pocket. Do it like that. So I know that is a 3. Or I believe that is an 8, which would make this an 8. Would make 8 up there. Which would make 1, 2, and 8. So 2 is blocked, 8 is blocked. So this would have to be 1. So I might have been correct. I was talking about that. What else are we missing over here? We're missing 4, 5, 4, and 9. That is actually incorrect. 8 cannot be there. This would have to be 3. Which would mean 3 is over here. 1, 8. 8 instead. 2. That would be a 2. That all of our 8s, however crazy they may be. Let's see. See the 6 over here. Oh yeah, this is the 2 or the 6. So go ahead and down. 4, 5. 2. So we do have our 5 and 9. We have 1 and 6 over there, which means 9. That'll be a 4. 1 with the 6 right there. You know, this would be a 2, 9. Have that information just now. We do see 1 and 9 right here. Have to be this a 9, 5, 1, 5, 5, 3, and 9. Boy, that was pulling teeth. Not too bad. Not too bad, as we were kind of improvising on spot today, but not too bad overall. Remember to take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will catch you again tomorrow. Remember to like and or subscribe, as I completely botched the outro as I have been talking about skincare for the last 20 minutes. Nerdy basketball game thing that I do. All right, take care. Bye.